All right, we're here with Dubster Dive. The next recommendation, Ty.
Yeah.
This one comes from XX Nepgear, so you know he has some taste because he's named after the best girl from Neptunia.
I can't believe they requested licorice recoil. Wait,
Discount Licorice Recoil. Wait a minute, this predates
they're
Licorice Recoil by over a decade.
same thing.
Yeah, so as you all can tell by the title, we're covering Aria the Scarlet Ammo. This and the spinoff, if anyone's wondering, because I don't know how I'm going to label this when the title's officially done. And oh boy, we've got some things to bring up about the spinoff too, So Aria the Scarlet Ammo, or Hidon no Aria, is a light novel series written by Akamatsu Chigaku. Oh, these names. And illustrated by Kabuoki, with currently 39 volumes as of 2023. Holy shit. Dude, that's longer than most light novels I could think of.
Yeah, and as of this video, the animes have only covered one volume.
Wait, is it only one volume? I thought it was
When
like
we
two
get
or
to the
three.
second part, that's just a mink.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. Well, anyway, started from August of '08, so it's currently 15 years old. With the anime done by J.C. Staff, the people behind Sugar Apple Fairy Tale and the OG Orphan. Maybe I should make Nomi watch Dean Orphan. That's going to be a running joke. Every time we bring up a Dubster Dive, just mention a shit anime. That'll be on the list for Nomi later. Anyway, Aria would air in 2011 and cover, it'd be 12 episodes, with Funime Shion, that dead company. Their dub coming out in October of 2012. So, you know. What is Aria about, though? Well, it follows a dude named Kenji as he's going to a school for people known as booties. Yeah, booty jokes, blah, blah, blah. Which apparently translates to armed detectives. I don't even think we
Which we
find
also don't find out until
the
their second
spinoff.
season slash spin-off.
Yeah, I don't think they ever said that in
I think
season
that's kind
one.
of an important thing to go over.
Yeah, so basically, they're armed detectives. They solve missions or whatever. Because you know how it works in Japan. Who else is going to be the best detectives in the world that could be gunslinging badasses and use swords and everything? Teenagers.
That is a terrible idea.
It's just terrible enough to work. But yeah. So Kenji one day though on his way to school on his bike, it has a trigger bomb on it, where if he stops moving, it blows up. Because apparently the light novel creator was a huge fan of the movie Speed. Seriously, they've run this how many
It's okay,
times?
there's a bus later.
Yeah. And he gets saved by an S-class bootay named Arya H. Kanzaki, who ends up becoming his partner, basically. And the two of them solve cases together is the rough setup. And there's, I guess, slight spoilers, but whatever. You all know what you're in for with your here. Show follows Gunkata. The H in Arya's name stands for Holmes, because she's a descendant of Sherlock Holmes, and you all can see what they're going with from there. Ty, could you believe the character named Vlad is a descendant of Vlad Dracula? Or is actually just Vlad Dracula himself?
But also a werewolf.
That's a different take on the lore.
But
What is this power? Sorry, I just thought of the Dracula movie that I saw with Novi.
apparently the power to be a vampire and a werewolf.
Yeah, so, animation, Ty, it's JC Staff, so how is it?
Yes.
You're saying it's okay? Not terrible?
Uh,
OST?
I mean, it's not something they have an extreme hard on for.
So you mean not like Don Machi where they go,
Exactly.
okay.
Just what
Yeah,
you this is stuff you usually expect.
yeah. Um, they always seem to go out with that. But hey, at least the animation's not terrible, right? Like during the gun kata fights.
Yeah.
As far as the OST, it's alright. I actually like a lot of the fight themes. Jugikai Saikai is one I like. There's also Mugen, which is the theme they fought Vlad to. I don't know, it sounds like a final boss theme you'd hear in a JRPG to me. With all the choirs and stuff going on. The rest of it's all your typical slice of life stuff, and some of the OST also reminds me of the Certain franchise, particularly Railgun. What, you hear it too, right? Even the OP?
Yes.
For the most part, it's alright. But I guess let's get to the dub so we can introduce all the characters and all the fun stuff with them. So first, we have Kenji, voiced by Todd Abercorn, who's Shikadai from the Boruto franchise, Alan Walker from The Gray Man, and Italy from Hitalia. I heard that show is hilariously fun. That's one we should probably cover at some point, Di. I heard it's offensive as hell.
Shikadai?
Because we always say Natsu for him.
Yeah, why would you say that when you could say Razor?
Because I've got plenty of other Genshin credits coming up. But yeah, so Kenji's whole thing is he's a typical, antisocial type until he runs into Aria. He's also an E-rank Butte who sucks. Unless he gets horny. No, I'm not joking. This is actually a thing of the show. Whenever he gets aroused, he goes into what's called hysteria mode, where suddenly, as Todd would put it on one of the commentaries, he goes into James Bond mode and is suddenly a badass.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's apparently an S-rank Butte who never fucks up. And, yeah, Todd would actually admit that he had a lot of fun doing the two different voices. Basically having to go from serious back and forth between that and, goofy and antisocial to rom-com status or whatever. Did you like Kenji die?
He is one of the Kenjis of all time.
I liked him more than, what the fuck is his name? Was it Ayato from Asterisk War? Whatever the fuck that dude's name was. If I remember that exactly, I'm going to be kind of impressed with myself. I'm sorry. But yeah, point is, yeah. I like Kenji. He was at least fun.
Yeah, the bare minimum you need to do is have a character that actually has a fucking personality. Some animes can't even do that.
Well, after him, we have Aria, who's voiced by Leah Clark. Kobayashi from Dragon Maid. Please don't make me cover that. That dub is a fucking mess with all the script rapery they did. Mavis,
gonna make you cover it.
Mavis from Fairy Tail, and Marin from DBZ. The filler girlfriend Krillin had, not his daughter.
The fact that you just specify that.
Well, Aria's your typical tsundere, so y'all know what to expect. The violent kind who are always looking to beat the shit out of you if you walk in on them while they're changing.
Or in this case, shoot the hell out of you.
Yeah, her catchphrase is "I'll pump you full of holes," which sounds very sexual if you think about it.
I'm pretty sure that was the point.
Yeah. But hey, she had fun with the role at least. But I mean, who wouldn't have fun voicing a crazy tsundere waifu? Actually, one of the interactions I thought was hilarious, was in Ep 1. You know the one I'm thinking of, Dai. Where she accuses Kenji of sexual assault when his head lands in her chest. It is because, hey, I had no control over that, and be rational here. Do you think I'd be the kind of guy who's into middle schoolers? And she gets super pissed, saying, "Hey, I'm not a middle schooler." And he goes, "Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. I just didn't think they'd let elementary schoolers do this job. But hey, that's impressive." She gets so fucking pissed. But yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, I like how he's not the typical overly apologetic for that situation on him. They at least turned it on its head slightly, because we've seen it so many times where you know how it plays out. What? It's a nice change of pace. Well, after these two, we have Shirayuki, who's his childhood friend, who I'm pretty sure has some yandere tendencies for him.
What do you mean you're pretty sure?
Yeah, she does. Well, she's voiced by Brina Palencia, who's Shirayuki from Snow White with the Red Hair. I might have done that one on purpose. And Yuno Gasai from Future Diary. But also,
at this point, you had to do that one.
Yeah. She nicknames him Ken Ken, which I'm guessing in the sub was probably Ken Kun or Ken Chan or something. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So, it makes sense. That one works. Yeah. And again, Brina does really good. Hey, she even has dubbed singing layered over herself.
Yeah.
That was fucking stupid. She also has flame powers, because they explain some people in this universe have special powers, and she's a shrine maiden. So.
Yeah, a shrine maiden with flame powers? Where could they have possibly gotten that from?
I don't get it.
Sailor Moon.
Oh. Oh, I feel stupid now.
I'm sure many other things.
Yeah.
Even Momiji from Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. I mean, hey, this came out the same year as Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, I believe. Oh wait, you know, the first light novel.
Which is which was her debut.
Yeah, I got no complaints about Brina. You can tell she has fun voicing these types of characters that are over the top, and I love how she there's a scene where Kenji walks out of the bath and she's like, oh, I saw you half naked. Well, the only way to make this fair is for me to get half naked too.
That makes sense.
Well, after her, we have Riko Mine Lupin, which, yeah, she's Aria's waifu. Could you all tell what they were going for here? Voiced by Lucy Christian, who's Honey Senpai from Aron Host Club. That looks like a classy lady. Wait, what do you mean that's not a lady? Whatever. And Nami from One Piece. What?
Just for the sole purpose of having One Piece as a tag.
I could have said Uraraka.
You could have.
Yeah, so Riko's the typical... She's the typical femme fatale who acts extremely flirtatious and everything like that. And also can dual-wield pistols and swords and stuff. What up?
And we all know how modern writing is afraid of that.
Yep, I was gonna bring that joke up, actually. So, one of us had to. Yeah, that's the thing. This show actually, like, all the chicks in it are gun-toting badasses that can handle their own in a fight. And they don't have to beat you over the head with that type of shit. For the most part. We'll get to the spin-off. But yeah, so... Lucy Christian, again, is in her element here. She also loved voicing Riko. Which, with a character like this, who has to go from all the extremes of being crazy when her shit's revealed to being very flirtatious, yeah.
To emo.
To emo. I mean, that's the clear theme
all
of
the emotions.
Yeah, that's the clear theme. Is she wants to basically stop being compared to her ancestors, the other Lupins, and just be considered her own thing. And that's the only way to do that is to defeat the descendant of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, and who wants to be compared to London?
Barely anyone is going to get that unless they saw her Code Real streams. But yeah, so the show's theme is basically not living in your family's shadow and learning that you're more than just your ancestors and family name, etc. And I think it does that all right. Now, one of the ones I was really interested in hearing, because you could tell it's one of his earliest roles, is Muto, one of the other dude students. Voiced by Rico Fuhardo, who I didn't even know was voice acting at this time.
Apparently he was. I mean,
yeah.
That probably could have been one of his first roles that wasn't an ad voice.
You can kind of tell if you go back and listen to it critically. A lot of his line delivery is a little flat in places, but yeah. I'm not trying to be hard. He's currently one of my favorite Buzz working, if anyone's going to say anything. I mean, he's Token, the legendary hero is dead. That has a Room reference, you guys.
Of course, most people will probably at this point know him for Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, as the band manager, I cannot remember that fucking dude's name. It's
I
killing
mean,
me.
it's a role at this point that cemented his entire career going forward.
But yeah. Muto just typically, he's your navigator for the most part. He, like, tells Kenji, he's like, they're going that way, go that, and that's basically it. But yeah, Rico's
Or
definitely...
best friend Kun,
Yeah,
sometimes,
during the
when he's actually
OVA,
there.
yeah, the OVA, which isn't on the Crunchy app, so you all know where you have to go if you want to
Because
watch
why
that.
would it be?
He wants to perv out on the waifus in the hot springs. So, glad to know even a decade ago he was being typecasted. But I can definitely say he is 100% improved from this, and I'm glad he stuck around, because he's really good.
Especially when he's over the top and crazy.
Yeah, so... It was... I like hearing Vuz in their original roles and hearing how far they've come. Next, we have the other prominent male member of the crew, Shiranui, voiced by Chris Kasem, who's Gluttony from the FMA franchise, and Hot Eye from Fairy Tail, who I keep nicknaming Randy Savage. Because he keeps going, oh yeah! Yeah.
But don't forget about Siegfried.
Yeah, and Siegfried from Kenichi, how could I forget? Shit. Shiranui doesn't leave much of an impression. He also just tells them things on occasion.
These two have the problem of not being around enough to leave that much of an impression, other than they exist sometimes.
Yeah, they're just to let you know there are other students that exist. Hell, the other members of their group, which are Josh Greeley, Scott Freeman, and a couple of others like Ian Sinclair, don't even have names. Yet they're in their group! You see them multiple times!
You do.
So, and Shiranui comes across very calm and monotone, so you can't really gauge his performance out of that either. Well, the last female main is Reki, or as we affectionately dubbed her, Sniper Lolly. Her whole catchphrase is, I am a single bullet, before firing a gun.
If she even says anything at all.
Yeah, she's voiced by Jade Saxton, who's Koneko from High School DxD, and Suzuka from Tokyo Ravens. I wanted to keep the lolly motif. What?
Nothing.
But yeah, Reki, again, typical motionless, doesn't really say much. She gets a pet doggy, though. So.
Yeah. She's there sometimes. And even if she is there, that doesn't guarantee she's gonna say anything.
Yeah. And, after that, though, we've only got a couple more, which are our villains of the show. So first we have Jeanne d'Arc, voiced by Colleen Clinkenbeard, who's Luffy from One Piece, and Intermocha from Rosario Vampire. Why did that show got a remake or a season 3?
Because the world hates fun.
Well, she uses ice powers and ends up fighting Shirayuki. Do you see what they did there, you guys?
Yeah, it's real subtle.
It's funny, on one of the commentaries they bring up how a lot of Brina's fight sound effects sound exactly the same as Colleen's, and Brina openly admits it's because she basically learned how to do those sound effects from Colleen, so she just emulated and copied her. So they end up fighting each other here, which is really dumb. But yeah. Then, Jeanne d'Arc's also barely there. She's only in a couple of episodes. Figured I'd put her here, though. And the one that might be considered a spoiler is Sayanaki, who's also Vlad the werewolf. Sayanaki being their teacher.
Or being possessed by him?
Yeah, Vlad basically says he used him as a vessel, I guess.
Cause like he didn't change voices, so whatever.
I think they were trying to go for an inverse of what Kenji was, you know, having multiple personalities where suddenly the fun-loving teacher turns into basically a monster.
That was an act the whole time.
Yeah. Well, he's voiced by J. Michael Tatum, who's Sebastian from Black Butler, and is that pronounced Regrator Dai from Genshin?
Yes. Or Pantalone, if you want to go by his other name.
And he has to do 2 different voices, so I think he did fine here. I don't have any complaints.
Kind of impressive to be that popular when you only showed up in like a 5-minute YouTube video.
Yeah. And that's everyone on the main cast. So, um, as far as dub only terms, there's very few in this season. Like later Alligator is one. There is a moment where Aria said that her father told her kissing can get you pregnant. Why is that a thing? Fuck you, Chivalry of a Failed Knight, you piece of shit. Sorry, I still haven't gotten over that.
She, in the very next scene, she was reading a book about where babies go.
Yeah, and then she's like, so that's what men really want? You degenerates! Yeah.
It is.
What, Arya's best girl? Fight me. Unless you're the Shiryuki, I guess. Maybe people are in the Andres. I don't know. Also, they had Wick Donalds instead of McDonald's.
Yeah. What? You just take the W and flip it upside down.
Well,
Same thing.
yeah, as far as the Blu-ray's concerned, the LE came in a nice box that says limited edition on it. I paid $7.99 for it on a sale a few years ago. It's not worth the LE. It's really not. If you could just find it at all, just whatever.
But it's limited.
That's stupid. Chipboard box versions are just dumb. This includes some merch, like a book or something.
Yeah, you can get this. You can get the same experience. Just draw limited edition on it in Sharpie.
Well, as far as the commentaries, the first one's with Todd Abercorn and Lucy, and you know, as I said, they really liked playing in these shows because Todd has a thing for gun katas, which means he probably really loved, Licorice Recoil.
I'm
Was
pretty
he
sure
even in that?
was in that too.
I
I think
hope he was.
had voices in that.
But yeah, they also both really liked how this show tied in with the bloodlines of famous people. I don't know. I was kind of hoping they did more of that. Maybe they would have if it was within season 2. Because outside of Dracula, Lupin, and Holmes, I don't think we really went much into that, did we?
John, that's it.
Oh yeah, Jeanne d'Arc. That's right. I mean, Lucy did admit that when doing this show, she was finding out everything along with the audience at that point, because she was doing one up at a time. She said some directors will tell you the whole context of a scene, while others won't. That way it's more natural when it's coming up, your reaction. She said she prefers the latter of the two. I don't know. Which would you all prefer out there if you were of, I'd probably prefer the latter too,
No,
honestly.
you didn't act like a dog. Bit your toe.
What? I love how Todd's literal thing is like, you can tell this is an anime where you have to suspend your disbelief, or have suspension of disbelief, because when they go to the airports, these people are allowed to keep their guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's an airport scene or whatever, obviously. But yeah, as far as the second commentary, it's Zach Bolton, who's the ADR director. Oh, yeah, I should mention, he's the ADR director, and the scriptwriter was Chuck Hubert and Blair Rowan. I have never heard of that second one before now.
Now
Yeah.
you have.
It was him, Leah, and Todd. It was sort of where Todd admitted that he likes recording batches of episodes in one go. That way he can get in the groove of the show easier. Really wonder how he feels about the whole simuldub thing, then.
He loves it.
But yeah. This is where
most of them hate it, we all know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, because they don't have time to actually do multiple takes. They have to rush. So... But yeah, Todd, they and Zach admitted that they the first few eps were trying to find the voices for Kenji, and what direction to take him for his first 2 episodes, for his 2 personalities. Also, apparently in Ep 6, Leah said she was sick when dubbing. I couldn't even notice. Maybe? I guess if I listen more closely?
Because we've heard people sicker, that's probably why.
Yeah, at this point. Remember Lindsay Seidel in Spy Family Season 1 died?
Just stop.
But yeah, she said she went for a brattier, higher pitched voice for Aria, which, yeah, it's pretty obvious. You can tell. And Zach said when he casted the two of them that he wanted to go for which Vuz sounded good off each other because it's where they just, oh, this person sounds good as this one. You need to also get two people who would be able to play off each other really well in a scene. I don't know. And the last thing of note is Todd saying he has no trouble doing any of the fight scene reactions, which is why he's always been good at dubbing in shonens. You know, his Natsu and
Yeah.
shit.
He's also really good at making zombie noises.
He's a lichen! But that's it for Aria Season 1. Overall, it's alright. Would have been nice if it was a bit longer. You could pick apart some of the dumb things with it. For example, how do these people keep getting pardoned so easily?
You hijacked a plane, pardon, no surveillance.
Yes, that literally happens with fucking Lupin over there. Or Rico. She hijacks a bus, a plane, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry, I didn't none of the Butte got killed. I didn't kill any of them." You still hijack shit though and put people's lives in danger. Like, okay, we're gonna. It makes sense. Like, we're gonna let you go. Like, if it were Psychopaths or something, where they had, inspectors overseeing them, but they still want to use their skill. No, all she has to do is just
their own devices.
They just claim all you have to do is
attend the fucking school. And
yep, that's it.
Nothing happened.
That's it. Just be a student at the school. Like, what? They do the same shit with Jeanne d'Arc a few episodes later, who's known as a serial kidnapper. Oh, she just has to become a student at the school, too. This is a pretty lax city.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's funny, Arya's mom apparently has 7 counts of life sentences because a bunch of different people got their crimes all pinned on the same woman, which is Arya's motivation.
People who did that aren't exactly subtle.
Yeah, it's like, what? Fuck.
The same people who publicly hijack a plane, mind you.
Yeah. Again, suspension of disbelief. It's one of those anime, if you just ignore all that, though, it's still a fun watch. If you like Licorice Recoil, I would not put this on the same level as that, but chances are you'll still at least like this one a bit. And hey, if you're also into fan service and ecchi shit, it's got that too. And the whole gun kata thing. But we're not done. Because a few years later, the Aria fandom were treated with a season Oh, they weren't, which is why some of them were pissed. Oh, I see.
Instead of a season 2, they were treated to Soul Eater. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
Is it a hot take to say I actually like Soul Eater or not, though?
Well, Soul Eater at least was had like 50 episodes. This only had a fucking 13-episode season.
Yeah, so Aria The Scarlet Ammo AA, or Double A, was a spin-off manga by Shogaku Tachibana, overseen by Akumatsu, with an anime airing in October of 2015 by Doga Kobo, the people behind Oshinoko and St. Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence. But they also did Shikimori and Orange.
Hey, Shikimori is the greatest. Crunchy says so, and one have...
I don't think I'm ever watching that show again as long as I live.
What?
I'm sorry, man. Did have a hot waifu here or there. That's really it. Anyway, the dub for Funny would come out. I don't know if this was simul-dubbed or not. I couldn't even find that out. But whatever, it aired the same season as Noragami Season 2 and Seraph of the End Part 2. So, yeah, that's a thing.
What a season to choose to air.
Yeah, and so this time it's a prequel series that also goes along the same side as season one, apparently, even though that just makes the continuity really fucking
Some of the
confusing.
interactions make it confusing to have taken place before this stuff.
Yeah, so we follow Akari. She's an E-rank Butte who wants to measure up to her idol Aria. This does sound like Slate or not, with Sugami wanting to be more like Maka.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and she wants to become Aria's apprentice, or Amika, where apparently the upper rank classmen can take on a student to train them. You all know what happens. You all can see it here. Aria is one of the main cast members, so of course she says yes. That's how you get cameos from some of the old cast, is these students
No,
get...
she says air quotes, no.
But I'll let you be in a trial period. You all know. Come on. You've seen this before. And this show has a lot of gay undertones, and I mean it too. This might be one of the eeriest anime we've seen in a while.
Oh, please, it's not like they have done anything like that. Oh, they did New Game. Never
Yeah,
mind.
they also did Asteroid in Love.
So, anyways.
Well, before we get into all that, though, animation, Die, how is it? I remember you saying it might actually be better in spots than JC's attempt.
They have scenes where they clearly try to go all out on the animation, like the opening terrorist attack in episode 1. Sometimes then other times they're lazy with it, so
It's all over the place.
it's mostly good, but sometimes inconsistent.
The point is, they tried. As far as the OST, it's alright, I guess. I can't remember this one as well as the first season, to be honest, but I don't remember thinking it was bad. Just inoffensive.
And insane.
Yeah, everyone in the show is insane, and I mean that too. Insane lesbians, the anime. That's the best way to describe it. What do you want from me? Well, let's get down to the cast then. So, ADR director this time is Kyle Phillips, with our scriptwriter still being Blair Rowan. Kyle Phillips, by the way, did Overlord. Will he do the movie? Don't know. I don't think we've seen him ADR direct something in a while.
Will the movie ever be dubbed in a reasonable time frame? Fuck no.
Yeah. Well, our main character, Akari, is voiced by Madeline Morris in one of her earliest roles too. Rudius from Jobless Reincarnation, and Hikari from Brave Witches. I just did that one because that name sounded familiar. Or similar, I mean.
Yeah. Exactly. You can tell it's one of her early roles because she's not voicing a show to us.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Kabane from Kimono Jihen too, or Clueless first friend. Yeah, she has really gone full Shota voice actress now. Makes sense, she's good at doing that. But yeah, she does fine as Akari. Again, Akari is your typical klutz who wants to prove herself and get better as it goes on. Just Madeline is someone who definitely would improve from this point on too. Not terrible, just, you know. Then she has to play off Aria a lot too, which is always fun, I guess.
Fun.
Next up, we have Shiryuki's apprentice, Shino, who is fucking insane.
No. Really?
Voiced by Amberly Connors, who's Farina from Genshin Impact and Nozomi from Keijo. Why did that show get a season 2?
She has voiced a lot of Yondiers around this time.
Yeah, she did. Love Tyrant was one. A couple of others too. Oh yeah, Hina Logic. Speaking of this studio doing Yuri anime. But yeah.
The same exact thing that we were just talking about.
Yeah, so Shino is madly in love with Akari. She could claim, I just want her to be my only friend. I don't think friends have body pillows of each other. or plushies of each other,
Or
or
shrines.
or love shrines, or imagine doing pervy things to each other. I mean, friends with benefits is a thing, I guess. Maybe that's what she means. Either way, this is, I think, when Amberly Connors is at her best, voicing yandere characters. I do have her interaction with Shirayuki, though. When Shirayuki's like, "Ah, so you're in love with someone too. I could see it in your soul. Well, you know what to do. Don't let any love rivals get in your way, especially if they have pink hair." But what's ironic is they're both referring to Aria and they don't even know it. Because Shino's jealous that Akari idolizes Aria. So that one was actually pretty funny. But yeah, Amberly Connors might be one of the MVPs for Season 2's dub. Next, we have Raika, or Reika, or Raiki. They can never pronounce her name consistently.
It's Raika. There's no I at the end either. Where the fuck did they get the key from?
I don't know. Well, she's voiced by Christy Kang, who's Levi from Fairy Tail, and Yuka from Darker Than Black. Now, that's a show I really want to watch again at some point. And she does fine. Raika's whole thing is that she's a tomboy who is seen as masculine by a bunch of people, including dialogue such as people calling her a man chick or a mannish woman. You people have not seen Happy. What up?
Which is just confusing. It would make more sense if she was also wearing the guy's school uniform, but she's not.
Yeah, like, okay, real talk. Is she even like the size of a Marissa from SF6 or a Sakura from Doggy?
No, she's just like 4 inches taller than the other two mains.
Yeah, and this is where this studio in particular handles this shit really poorly, because there's a scene where she beats the hell out of a guy like 2 or 3 times her size, and the guy's like, "There's no way I could lose to a woman. What the fuck?" And they're like, "Yeah, this guy's nothing more than a sexist." Why? If I remember right, there's shit in Shikamori too, where she beat up a dude, and they had to say like, "This chick just beat up a dude."
At this school, and they're doing that at this school of all places.
Yeah, where Aria is seen as one of the best fucking students they've ever had. That she's apprehended 99 criminals in a row, etc. That's her streak. So it just makes it kind of dumb. You can have this character want to be seen as more feminine without this dumb bullshit too, and still have the same plot going around, I think. Whatever.
Or if you wanted to have her come across as a tomboy, have her dress more like one.
Yeah. Remember, there's even the swimsuit episode where, like, hey, I guess you really are feminine, because she's wearing a swimsuit or whatever, showing off skin. It's like, what?
As opposed to a normal school uniform?
Yeah. Whatever, this was just stupid. But Riker herself, outside of that, the context and all that shit, is still okay, I guess. Christy Kang does fine voicing her. Too bad I don't think she works at Funny anymore. She probably said, fuck this, I'm done with the casting couch or something. Because we haven't heard her in anything in years.
And even her most recent thing that should have been a replacement in Railgun, she didn't reprise.
Yeah. Well, after that, we have her partner, Kieran. Da-da-da-da. Kieran. Who is yandere for Raika and keeps calling Raika her prince, wanting Raika to save her or something, and keeps having... Oh yeah, she has delusions of her, just everyone has delusions. Akari is some of Aria, Shino is some of Akari. That's how every episode begins, is with a dream sequence. Including one where Akari gets kicked out of the band that her and Aria are in together. It's like, what the fuck? This is stupid. But yeah. Kieran is voiced by Monica Riel. The 332nd Bulma die, the streak continues.
Man, it just keeps going up.
And Kaida from Ass Class. Damn it, should voice best girl in that series. And it's Monica doing a typical playing a typical lolly-esque character. And she's alright, I guess. It's just what she's
Yeah.
always typecasted as. What
Yeah,
up?
if you have some earplugs, it can get slightly less grating in your ears.
Well, I'll be fair. It's not her worst performance. It's just okay. It's just what she's always done, so. But moving on from that, we have Urara Takechiho, who's voiced by Sarah Ragsdale, Guild Girl from Goblin Slayer, and Saya from Daigashi Kashi. Oh, that show gets a season 2? What?
Speaking of Todd, yeah, I wonder what the only reason he was cast in that, because they probably wanted somebody to watch that piece of shit.
Sure, people liked it for the waifus, I guess. That's the one thing I could see. Now, Takachiho is your typical posh chick. She even has the laugh, etc., and has a rivalry with Aria. Or not Aria, Akari. Until she too falls in love with Akari after they have a fight and a test.
Yeah.
And her and Shino do schemes together to plan on how to get Akari in suggestive outfits and or positions. Even making deals on trading Akari's hair for straws that she used. God, these chicks are fucking insane.
No, they're not. They're perfectly sane. In
Also,
this universe, apparently.
also Sarah Ragsdale playing someone who's a posh yandere is something different. I actually liked her portrayal as this character. You could tell she had fun. As far as her partner, Hinafuma, who's a ninja, voiced by Morgan Garrett, who's now Morgan Le Ray, I guess. Who's Coconut from Nekopara, and Aki from Asura's Revenge. And, I mean, she's just a ninja. I guess could have said Seraphim from Is This a Zombie? There you go.
Who's also a ninja.
Saw Return Strike! Breaking out all the references this time. But yeah. And it seems like she works for Aria to do investigations for her, like dig up stuff on Akari's family.
Yeah, I mean, everyone goes to her to dig up information.
And yet, she wasn't in the mainline series, even though this is a prequel.
Yeah. She apparently has a character quirk where she hangs upside down from things.
And she also likes to get paid in food rather than money, it seems. And the last two heroes of our story are Yu and Yaya, twin lollies. So Yaya is voiced by Steph Garrett, who I don't think is related, but who the fuck knows? Kyoko from A Centaur's Life, and Megami from Hane Bado. That show is something.
And Evil Eye from Overlord.
Oh, there you go. And yeah, these characters are basically the same. So Yu is voiced by Lindsay Hale, who's Miwa from Barakuman, and Minori from Norin. But there's not much to really gauge on. They just serve Takechiho. So they say, yes, mistress, her ordering us around is wonderful, and that's really it. I don't get much on them. Unless you got anything else to add.
No. They exist more than a lot of other characters, though.
Yeah.
Especially people who they have on the main cast list.
Well, first got a couple more. So, Nonika is Akari's little sister, who's voiced by Marla Acevedo, who's Yamato from Hane Bado, and Tama from Can Call Kantai Collection. That's apparently getting a season 2 also. I think. Unless it already got one and they just never dubbed it. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Well, she does fine, I guess. She's also sickly or something. Keeps getting dizzy and falling over. Oh. No real complaints. She just still mainly seems to be motivation fodder for Akari. Which brings us to our main villains. Because despite what you might think after the first few episodes being mainly focused on the Yuri aspect, the last couple suddenly get super serious and now there's made villain terrorists. Which I guess to be fair, they did pan over to them every couple of episodes and show what they were doing. So our first one is Kyoichi Kuto, who's a poison expert, voiced by Alex, you can't watch anime, you colonizer more. That is a long middle name.
I know, right?
Who's Eleanor von Wittenberg from DAZ Ray. I would never stop bringing that series up. And Yamaneko from Million Arthur. Then, that's fine, I guess. Then, this character's more monotone as well. Calm and collected Antag. Her whole thing is she wants Akari's family ability, because she believes that it's a poison that she can use to kill anyone.
Except spoilers, it wasn't a poison. So now her motivations are just stupid.
Like, you dumbass bitch! I will say, though, it's a little weird that she infected, so spoilers. She infected Nonika with a virus that takes 2 years to activate, and yet Akari did she not know? Why'd they wait till the poison activated to start looking into this more when the plot had reached its climax? It just seems silly. Maybe they just thought the poison didn't do anything. That part was a little confusing to me. I don't know. I didn't know about the time limit. Also, Kyoichi Kuto has a sister! I am not going to try pronouncing that name, but she's only in the last episode, yet for some reason is on the main cast list. Why? What?
Nothing.
Oh, she's voiced...
I mean, she's there for like a collective 5 minutes.
Yeah, Michelle Rojas, Roxy from Jobless Reincarnation, and Toka from Data Live. Point is, she's playing a crazy chick. The art imitating life. No, seriously, this bitch on Twitter is insane. But point is that it's fine, I guess. She gets to ham it the fuck up, and who doesn't love a Antag full of ham?
Steamed clams.
Steamed clams. That's basically everybody. Also, Todd Abercorn is ad voices, even though Kenji cameos, including voicing, it says, a girl in episode 2? The fuck?
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, neither did I. But, yeah. Now, as far as the doubling lines, there's a few that are... why? Like Aria saying to Akari about what mission she's going on, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. Yeah, that's dub only. But then again, is it? Japan loves their movie references.
That one is a question mark. The other ones, on the other hand...
You mean like them constantly saying totes adorbs?
Yeah.
Also, I didn't bring this up earlier, Akari calls Kieran Karen at one point. Takachiyo saying bonjour a couple of times. Remember, she is a posh bitch, so... Also, they said Instagram. They got away with saying that. But yet they couldn't say McDonald's.
Alright,
what?
get to the one you've been saving.
Okay. Kieran's showing up with Rika saying, Kieran and Rika in his house? Why? That one's just stupid. So yeah, this one had a little more silly dumb dub lines. Not the worst ones we've heard, though. We've covered far worse. Part-timer. But still question marks as to the fuck. Does anyone say his house anymore?
I don't think people have said it since the 80s. Or if they're stoned.
Yeah, man, I'm in his house, yeah. Anyway, Aria AA. It's, in a vacuum, inoffensive and alright. But for people who are waiting for a season 2, yeah, I could see why they might have been a little pissed. This is what you get instead. Speaking of which, the time frame, we should probably get on that now. Kenji's interactions with these characters, it seems like he's always in hysteria mode now, making you think, oh, it takes place after. He got it under control. He was training to do that. Okay. But no, apparently not. This is supposed to take place at the same time as the first few episodes of S1. Like, the bus hijacking even gets referenced near the end of the season, which is why Aria was taken out of the climax. Except she did show up at the end. You know what I mean, though, Ty. You were there.
Yes. Unless it was just another bus hijacking. We don't even know.
It's possible. I don't fucking know. The problem also with this being a prequel is the fact that none of these characters are mentioned in the mainline series post these events. So Aria would never once bring this shit up to Akari or friends at all. What's going on? Like when they confronted Vlad or anything?
Yep.
I guess you could argue secret mission and all, but still, it seems weird. But hey, that's the Aria franchise done. Overall, it was okay. I had fun with it. Did you have fun with it, Di?
Yeah. Fun, fun, fun.
Season 1, I think I did enjoy more than S2, or the spin-off. And it's the S2's Blu-ray doesn't come with shit! Yep. No commentary or anything. That is super gay. And I don't mean gay like in the lesbian way. I mean gay as in annoying. Yeah. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. But whatever. Point is, MVP. Emily Connors, I think, did the best in Season 2. Easily. What, you heard how over-the-top psychotic she had to get for her yandere love.
Yeah, she really did.
In Season 1, Leah Todd and Brianna all did alright. And so did Lucy Christian. Like, I love Lucy Christian's portrayal of Rico across both seasons. You got a lot of Rico in Season 2 also. So... overall, the dubs weren't bad either. So if you want to check it out, go for it. There's worse anime you could check out. But that's gonna do it. Only 2 left, Di. Are you ready for them?
No.
You should be, because they're gonna be extremely something. Let us know what you all thought of Aria. Maybe you hated Season 2. Or something.
And if you liked it, then watch Licorice Recoil.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone loves Licorice Recoil.
And if you didn't like it, then watch Licorice Recoil.
And who is best girl? And why is the answer Aria? What? Tsunderes are hot. Everyone knows this.
You want to set her on fire?
That is not what I... Anyway. Till next time, guys. Hope you all have yourselves a good day, and we'll be back. Thanks again.